Hey, sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh. Today's message is the light worker will never stop slaying demons. This is a hard truth to accept, especially if you have just recently survived or overcome a hardship in your life. And when you hear, oh, there's always going to be more challenges in life, you might always think, not me, I'm done. And it is true that you will never have to experience the same trauma or challenge in your life that you've just experienced again. You'll never move through that tunnel of transformation the way that you've had to experience. Likely you've learned, you have some wisdom there on how to avoid it, how to protect yourself from it, or if you have to navigate something like it again, you know now how to survive it better. But responding to a comment of someone that I very much do care about, saying that it is old codes to say that there's new levels, so there's new devils at every corner. I'm saying this coming from a loving person in your life to let you know that you always have to stay aware. You always have to be looking forward in the future of how the enemy is going to try to stop you from serving your soul mission. And again, if you're on this path with me, it is a soul mission. Not until we leave this planet is our time finished, fulfilled. There's always so much more to do here. There is so much evil happening every minute of every hour of every single day on this earth. And we are here because we're trying to alchemize that energy, the dark forces, the dark matter, enlighten it, bring more illumination to the dark things that humans do that we participate subconsciously sometimes in. So don't be afraid of demons. We're not afraid of them, but we are aware that they exist. And on the spiritual path, it gets too spiritually bypassed out here, where it's all positivity and love and light. And my messages are supposed to be positive and empowering, but I'm also called to be very transparent and be very real when I'm struggling, or when something's pulling on my energy that needs to be talked about in this community. Then we're going to talk about it even if we don't want to look at it. That's called shadow work. And if you're a light worker, you dive into the dark realms of your own psyche, of your own soul, and you pull that beautiful spirit back out. And that is your duty, that is your responsibility on this planet as a light worker to do for everybody else. So if you're in that stage in your life when you just want to break, you want to catch your breath, just know that safety is real. You'll never go through another season of transformation until God, the divine, knows you're ready for it, when your soul is asking for it. And if you're still in your trials and tribulations right now, then it's just not over. You're still moving through it. We never want to be stagnant on this journey. There is an illusion that if we get to a certain amount of money in our bank account, or when we finally get the health status that we want, that everything's going to be perfect forever. But then we're putting idolatry or focus on the physical, but we're not just physical human beings. We're spirits. So we cannot ignore that there are forces beyond what we see in the flesh that are always going to be trying to kill us, devour us, tempt us, distract us. So this is not supposed to scare you. This is to affirm to you that you are a sacred being. You have a divine special purpose. You carry a light within you. And that light has to be protected and guarded. And you do this by remaining aware. Don't put wool over your eyes of what is happening around you in the world. When we fall into delusion, which I see a lot of people living in, I have lived in that. When we are not sober, when we are on drugs, we become numb, or become no longer aware of reality as it is. Sometimes we live too high in the clouds as a spiritual being, and you so badly want to be with God and the angels that you stopped taking care of yourself. So we have to come back down to our human self and to pour love and care and protection towards ourselves. Because again, there's work to be done here. If you're listening still, if you've been a part of this channel for a while, I've told you, you are a divine teacher. You are a spiritual guide. You are a light worker. You are an earth angel. And unfortunately, if you say yes to that calling, if you recognize you are anointed, if you remember who you really are in the spirit, there are forces that will try to attack you, to stop you. Because there is a counterintuitive force that's happening on the planet that wants it to be destroyed. It doesn't want the ascension to happen. There are forces, there are people carrying spirits around you, closer than you think, that don't want you to grow. They don't want you to mature. They don't want you to be happy or healthy. They don't want you to be free. You have to keep and guard your own freedom every single day. We talk about peace. We fight for our peace with love. But peace is something that we cultivate for ourselves. It doesn't happen easily, as everybody knows. Everyone's fighting and seeking it, wanting it. It is your calling to allow that in your life, to allow peace and love and abundance. But once you have it, once you're aware of it, once you're blessed with it, the hard part then is keeping it. And we see that happening a lot on planet Earth. People lose the blessings God, the divine, has given them because they lose their gratitude. They lose awareness. They go back to sleep. They fall back unconscious with drugs, with the delusion that people live in because they are numb. Because we understand, as light workers, as empaths, as sensitive people, it's hard to be alive. It's too sensitive. The more conscious you are and the more aware you are, the more you have to feel, the more sensitive you are to the evil. But if you're drinking, if you're smoking it away, if you're numbing it away with drugs, yes, the human won't feel how hard life is anymore. But then you don't feel how joyous it can be either. So when you purify your vessel, you open your third eye, and not only does reality become clear to you, but the extraordinary becomes clear and real to you. Then you open yourself up, yes, to pain, to the hurt, to the exhaustion, the trauma it means to be a human. But you also open yourself up back to the joy, where we can experience and feel and be with God here on earth. And every single day we have to remember how to do that, how to do it more, how to get more disciplined in our choices, how to protect ourselves from people. So this is real talk. Lightworkers never stop slaying demons. We're not afraid of them, but we see them. We are aware. And if you're battling demons right now, you're struggling, you're not alone. But you have to allow the help. You have to allow God's people to work with you. You make that choice. And yes, it takes investment. God asks us to, again, be grateful, be intelligent, be wise with the blessings God gives us. We take care of, we nurture the blessings God gives us. And how do we do that when God's blessing comes through people? We take care of God's people. We take care of each other. So yes, as a spiritual guide, as a life coach, people have to invest in me if they really, really want to go deep, if they're called to it, if they're ready for it. But I'm also going to be on here as much as I can every single day. Or you can go to my website and read the stories, read the blogs, stay connected. Be open to more guides and friends along this journey. With every demon that tries to come into your life, there are 10 more light workers right there. But you have to tune into the frequency. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for holding me accountable to stay high and to rise above the things that torment me, haunt me, come after me. I just struggle to even turn on the camera sometimes. Or the enemy doesn't want me to speak to you. He doesn't want this real connection. But we fight against it. We rise above it. And we're just here to remind each other of that. We're here to remind each other where we come from, who we are. So I hope this message helps bring some peace. That you're capable. Nothing can harm you or hurt you unless you allow it. And if it has harmed you or hurt you before, it cannot happen again unless you let it. If it's happening now, you're rising out of it now. If soul has taken on a lesson for all of us, so then the next step is to teach it. So thank you so much for being on this journey. You are sacred to me. Thank you. And I pray for peace and protection in your life. That all you need to continue forward on your soul mission will come to you, will bless you. That you're able to have the strength to make the choices that you need to stay committed on this journey. If you need help, please reach out. ConsciousLifestyleCoaching.com. You can check out my services. Email me, check in at any time. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.